introduce this shit already. So if you could just sit down, tell me when you're ready, because everybody's ready for you.
Bang, coming for the top, got the game in the lock. Every time that I drop, know I gotta go bang. I'ma keep it hot, know that I can never stop. Keeping everything I got, I'ma make it go bang.
Hurry up.
We are live. We're good to go.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Liabetes. What's going on, guys? It's Jesse and Andrew back with the 6th Round MMA show. Andrew, thank you so much for joining us. And why, don't go into depth because you already mentioned it in our other video, but why the fuck weren't you here for the UFC 259 post-fight show? We needed you. We wanted you. We missed you. We're glad you're back.
I had that thing, man. You know that thing? I had to deal with it, so.
COVID-19, boy.
Yeah. My friend. It's,
Buddy.
I feel a little bit like Kamza right now. I couldn't be in the game, and I was missing it, man. And I'm missing you, and I'm missing the people out there, too.
We're glad you're back.
Thanks, buddy.
So the reason why, it's good to have you fucking here. I just wish you weren't in the top corner of my screen. I wish you were actually just chilling here. So I know it looks weird, I keep looking down, but that's because he's here on like an upside down vase in front of me because like technical issues, but the show must go on and shit. But I know Andrew really wanted to do this video, and so did I, but we missed 259 to talk together, so it's just my conversation by myself at literally 2 in the fucking clock in the morning, and I didn't have Andrew here. But one of the biggest trending topics right now, and I'll let Andrew just take it away, but there's a huge trending topic right now, and Andrew, what is it, my friend?
We have to talk about the illegal knee in the Petr Yan and Aljamain Sterling fight. I mean, it's such a complex discussion because you've got a title on the line. You've got that belt on the line. A lot of people, and I've had a lot of discussions with some other people, and they don't think that the belt should have even changed hands. One friend actually said it should have just been a no contest. What's your take on this? You know, we already watched the video from before, so maybe you can elaborate a little bit on how you feel about that.
Fine. For all the people that you talk to about this, I get it, but I also don't get it as well. So a no contest is usually called when there's kind of like not enough information to go by in the fight to determine like maybe there's no points even landed by each fighter. It happens early on in the fight, and then they kind of call it a no contest because really no abilities were displayed. Where there was almost 4 rounds to go off of. Okay, Aljamain Sterling, as wild and fucking stupid that he looked, he did win the first 2 rounds, in my opinion, by strikes. Even though they're wild, chaotic, he was off balance almost the whole time. But
strange, right? Very strange.
Yeah, and that's why I feel this is such a weird thing. Because do I think Aljamain Sterling is the champion? No, but I do think Petr Yan deserved to get the belt stripped. So I guess inevitably it's a zero-sum game. Petr Yan's loss is Aljamain Sterling's gain. It's going to get a lot of flack and negative talk about it. But, I mean, before I go and continue on my rant, what is your fucking thoughts about it?
Well, I agree with what the UFC did. Definitely give the belt to Aljamain. And I like the fact that they're going to do an immediate rematch. I think that's what needs to happen. I also had another friend say, why not give Aljamain the win, give Petr Yan the loss, and for the time being just strip Petr Yan of the belt, so that I guess we can kind of come back to the no contest thing, but there is a definitive winner, but the belt doesn't change hands, right? So it's kind of like Petr Yan is still penalized, but the belt is still kind of up in the air because watching that fight, I really don't think that going into a round number 5, Aljamain Sterling was going to win that fight. I know we can sit back and we can make decisions off of already seeing the fight play out. But going into that 5th round, it just feels like he was gifted a win, even though it was the illegal knee that happened, right?
I don't disagree with you for sure. I just think people get caught up on too much. Someone having a piece of fucking metal or gold or whatever in their hand. Yeah. Because really, it's like when people win in the interim championships. Do we identify them as champions? No. So it's the same thing. He has a belt around his waist. It's fine. But there is nobody in the world to be like, yeah, Aljamain, you are the true champ. Because you feel bad for him too. Even if he was acting, which I do believe, of course, there was some embellishment, and someone made the perfect meme about it, and it was hilarious. It was talking about Ben Askren. Ben Askren recovered a lot sooner after getting put straight to sleep by the most devastating flying knee, and he recovered way faster than Aljamain did for a knee that didn't even rubber him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So I do think there's some embellishment there, but it was an illegal knee. You deserve to be stripped. You are the champion of the UFC. I'm talking to Petr Yan figuratively, not a ghost in my house. You are the champion of the UFC. You know better. You know that that's illegal. So, like, throwing that illegal knee to get the no contest would be an easy out for somebody that feels like maybe they're going to lose the fight. Oh, I'll just call it a no contest and throw a knee. No, there has to be a loser. You lost. It's like the Matt Hamill and John Jones fight. You knew the technique was illegal and you threw it. You should be penalized. The other person doesn't get praised, but you get humiliated, in my opinion.
Do you think that there was a language barrier problem between him and Mark Smith? Because I think that's, he does need a translator for most of the time in press conferences.
Yep.
But you can clearly hear Mark Smith say, fighter is down. That's a down fighter. And then he still continues to throw the knee.
But a knee on the mat in Russian is the same as a knee on the mat in English.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Language barrier or not, like you know the rule set. It in my opinion, you know the rule set. Like, so it doesn't matter if Mark. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter because you knew walking in that you can't knee a down opponent. It's been the same thing since fucking like UFC fucking 20. Yeah. It's been the same rule set forever. You cannot knee a down opponent.
And it's not his first fight, right?
No,
it's
he's a champ.
Definitely not Petr Yan's first fight.
No.
So definitely a strange situation. They're going to have to run this one back. I don't know how long of a medical suspension Aljamain is going to be on now due to that knee. They're going to probably have to do some concussion protocol, but he was cleared. Dana said he was cleared, so hopefully we can get this one back sooner than we think because... And you know what? Aljamain's going to have to come back with a better game plan because him walking into that fight thinking that I can just out-cardio you, take you down, take your back, he didn't look great out there, Jesse.
There's no way he would. There's no way he wins the rematch. There's zero way. Like, Petr Yan is better. Petr Yan slammed him on his head, outboxed him. The only way that Aljamain Sterling wins his fight is 100% of his techniques being thrown to Petr Yan's body because apparently he doesn't want to block those. Right? But Petr Yan's a way better boxer, way harder strikes. He's way more calm. So much anxiety coming off Aljamain Sterling. Yeah. And I think the fatigue really had a lot to do with that illegal bullshit knee. I think they both should be embarrassed. And Aljamain's like, oh, I didn't want to earn the belt this way. But meanwhile, he's flaunting it all over Instagram.
It's crazy.
To the camera, Aljamain, you look so stupid. You look dumb as fuck.
But I mean, to his defense, he did win those first 2 rounds. So he was definitely losing that fourth round and the third round. So it would have probably been up to the 5th round to figure out what was going to happen. So a legal knee is an illegal knee, even though he said he didn't want to win the belt this way. I still think that it's an accomplishment. So it's strange. It's definitely a strange situation. But I'm excited to see what the second fight is going to be, and I really love the way Yan looked in this one.
He's calm.
His boxing, very composed, very calm. I think he knew what Aljamain's game plan was going to be from the get-go, just outwork your opponent, and he was just waiting for Aljamain to make a mistake. So we'll see what happens in the second one.
Last comment for this thing.
Yep.
So Khabib Nurmagomedov, I don't know if you heard this part, but apparently told DC Cormier that he heard Petr Yan's corner, and Peter looked back to his corner, and his corner said, "Go ahead and throw the knee."
So one of his coaches said, "Throw the knee." The other coach says, said, no, fighters down, fighters down. I'm pretty sure there was a mixed, like they weren't on the same page for some reason.
Well, I
But
couldn't
yes.
imagine them both being idiots.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I gotta imagine
Terrible.
there's some intellect in the corner. So before we close this off, honestly, do you think that the corner should be blamed for this at all, in any type of way?
Yeah. I think if we've heard correctly, and if Khabib's right, and he heard for his coaches to say throw the knee, there has to be some blame in his coaching, in his corner. Obviously, it's the fighter. It's the fighter at the end of the day that threw the technique. But if he's listening to his coaches, then yeah, they're at blame. They're at fault.
Yep. I completely agree with you, especially after a 4-round fight back and forth. Tensions are high. Anxiety is probably flailing about. You're getting punched. You're throwing punches, throwing kicks. You have the win in grasp. You're getting overly excited, and you hear somebody say that you're supposed to trust. Even if you knew, it's honestly, like, this is going to sound bizarre. It's even if you were under that thing and you heard the coach say, hey, punch him in the dick. Like to hear that, you might think about it for a second. Like, okay, yeah, punch him in the dick. Oh, yeah, that's illegal. I forgot. So same thing with the knee. I know that was like an exaggerative thing, but I'm just saying that even if I heard that under all that like tension, like when I'm in like a BJJ match, I'm doing MMA sparring with my team, and I'm throwing bombs and I'm getting hit, I'm getting tossed around, and I hear something like that, I'll probably have to like second guess for a second. Wait, did I hear that right? So to hear the knee being thrown, I can definitely see if that's true, why he in fact threw it. So he should take some blame, but I do think the majority of the blame should be on the people that are coherent, not getting their face smacked around, and not supposed to do anything except watch with tunnel vision the fight and nothing else that's going around them. So I do think, honestly, the weight would be 80% the team's fault, 20% Peter's fault. So that's what I think.
Yep. I agree with you.
I'm not as excited as the rematch about you, because I didn't really feel like the fight was exciting as I actually thought it was going to be. And I think Petr Yan next fight absolutely easily dominates his fight. That's what I think.
Well, unless Aljamain comes in with a different game plan than whatever that was. I mean, the dude was just spinning for a whole round, throwing a spinning technique the whole round. Like,
he's a tornado of danger. That's his new fight name.
I mean, how many spinning back fists are you going to throw? Spinning back kicks are you going to throw until you realize
7
one
in the
is
first 3 rounds?
Like, it's not going to connect. It's not just it's just not going to work. So, we'll see what happens.
He knocked himself down more than Petr Yan did. Like, he took himself down more than Petr Yan took Aljamain down, which is pretty embarrassing. But all right, I mean, do you have anything else to say about this?
No, that's it. That's it. We'll see what happens.
Conclusion is everybody involved is an idiot.
I think so, but I think what the UFC did, they made the right call in giving the belt to Aljamain. But it's kind of strange to see what's happened after the fact on social media. Very strange. Very strange.
Well, and Aljamain's not making it any easier with him with his stupid ass post that he's doing. I mean, it was a great topic. I'm so glad we got your input on this. I wanted to hear what you had to say about this, because I know you couldn't be here for the post-fight. And to be honest, that was the most dramatic event that happened that night anyway. Oh, yeah. And it's the most worthwhile topic.
And so, you know what's funny too is, so in the pre-fight, I picked Aljamain. Sorry, I picked Petr Yan to win the fight. That was my pick, but I actually bet on Aljamain. So
Me too. I bet Aljamain, but
the whole fight, I put I don't know, like $30 down. The whole fight, I'm like, oh my god, Aljamain's gonna lose this fight. So when the knee happened, I just kind of sat there. I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah.
And then he got the win. So,
I called Aljamain. I knew he was gonna win by a legal disqualification knee.
Oh,
like that was, yeah.
Oh, you're very wise, man.
Fucking killed it.
Yeah. Okay. All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right, man.
Thank
you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it, man. Big time. And I can't wait to see you here sitting beside me. Not too close because all that COVID and shit. But maybe I got like a fucking force field to put in front of me. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in once again for another one of these wacky videos. I know it's a little different, him not being here, but we did the next best thing. Technology is obviously not something that we really have too much of, so we're making use of whatever kind of technology we do have just to bring content for you guys, the fans at home, hopefully all around the world. soon anyway. Thank you. We love you. Like, dislike, comment, positive comment, negative comment. Don't really matter. I'll just engage with you anyway. I'll probably fight with you or argue with you online. It's all good fun. Subscribe, share it around, and we are going to see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Andrew, you want to close it off?
Thanks for coming, guys. Appreciate it. And we'll see you soon. I know Jesse's not happy with this closing outro, but that's all I got, man. That's all I
much
got.
energy. Bye. We're done.
Bang, coming for the top, got the game in the lock. Every time that I drop, know I gotta go bang. I'ma keep it hot, know that I can never stop. Keeping everything I got, I'ma make it go bang. Better than the best, I'ma tell it with my chest. I don't got no time to rest, now they know what I'm saying. Everybody know I'm coming next, I'ma leave it in a mess. If they wanna test, I'ma make it bang. Step into the mind of a young man with